Can a beneficiary also be your executor or one of your executors? This is a really common question, so I thought I'd make a video on it. Yes, absolutely. Your executors can also be your beneficiaries. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, and it's actually quite common and often an easy method, especially if you are giving your estate like this. If you're giving your estate to your partner and then to your children, it makes sense most of the time to appoint your partner to be your executor and then your children to be your backup executors, provided they're all adults and healthy. Now, appointing beneficiaries to be your executor might not be right for everyone. It really depends on your family dynamics. What are you doing in your will? If there's something contentious in your will, or if you think beneficiaries are going to be unhappy, or if you think there might be the potential that someone might make a claim, you really need to think about who you're appointing as your executor and ensure that they don't have a conflict of interest. So if you think one of your beneficiaries might be unhappy and they might make a claim, we're probably not going to appoint them as executor, or they're not the best choice. And that's because your executor is meant to fulfill your will, and there can become a real conflict of interest if your executor then tries to make a claim and they might need to renounce their role, or it becomes a really complex estate matter. The other, I think, key reason when I'm thinking about appointing people outside of your family or outside of your beneficiaries to be executors would be in blended family scenarios. If you have a blended family where you have children of a previous relationship and you're trying to make a will that essentially gives the estate to your children, and you might give a right of occupation to your spouse, in that kind of scenario, there's potential that all of those people might not be happy with that. And in that situation, you might be thinking about appointing a friend or someone who's a bit independent to be the executor. So yeah, it's something you need to think about. It's something that's really dependent on what you're doing in your will, your family dynamics, whether you think there's going to be conflict or not, whether you think you need to involve someone more independent, or whether it's just a simple will and you just want to keep it within the family and within the beneficiaries to keep it simple.